How you doing? Welcome back to the next video. Today I'm going to talk about 4 easy tricks to stop your alcohol cravings. Uh, Cravings are just a terrible, awful thing, or they're not so bad at all. You know, how you experience your cravings is ultimately going to depend on the psychological frame that you place them in up here, right? So I want to talk about 4 easy tricks to stop your alcohol cravings from that perspective, right? From a psychological perspective, right? Just looking at things from the perspective of, I can do this and I can sort of make this work for me. And these cravings are not as bad as everyone else says they are. So stick around to the end, and I'm going to give you a funny bonus trick. So the first thing to do is just to avoid here, and I'm talking about your triggers. Proximity to temptations matters, right? Situation selection. So no alcohol in the home. Don't go to bars. Don't drive by bars. Don't go by liquor stores. Even if your friends who are drinking or inclined to tempt you to drink, avoid those people as well. You know, some people just want to test their resolve in these things. You know, they want to say to themselves, I remember reading the story of a guy who had a packet of cigarettes. He was stopping smoking, but he had a packet of cigarettes in a frame on his wall, so that he could say, well, yeah, they're there, and anytime I want to, I can have one. But there you go, shows you how strong I am. But that doesn't work for most people. You know, I think most people, especially in those early days, you need to keep the temptations back and away from yourself as much as possible. And you can engineer your situation. There are going to be, this. It's one of the things about alcohol is alcohol is everywhere. It's out everywhere in our society. People talk about it. Everyone does it. You know, not everyone does it, but this it seems that way sometimes. So, it's not every time that you can avoid these things, but you can engineer your situation. You can definitely engineer your home, even if you are in a situation where you're with a partner who continues to drink. You can engineer that in a way that you have at least a room that you can go to, that where if you're triggered, you can say, well, I'm going to go up there, I'm going to listen to my music, I'm going to do my own thing, and that's it. When you go to a restaurant, you can stay far away from the bar. You can talk to people who are non-drinkers, and there are people out there who are non-drinkers. So there's a lot of different ways that you can engineer this thing, and I'll talk about the main thing, engineering thing, later on. Second thing is to get physical. Big thing for me when I stopped drinking alcohol was to get rid of the cravings, to keep the cravings at bay, to occupy my brain. I was out walking 15 or 20 kilometers every single day, right? And that was mostly in the morning. So I'd leave the house at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'd get a huge walk done, maybe 15 kilometers in the morning. That took me generally between 3 and 4 hours. But I do a lot of other things when I was doing that. So I'd listen to audiobooks, I'd be thinking, I'd be planning. I was building that into my time. Some people can't do that. So, you don't have to do that as well. If you can do it, it's a great thing, but just a walk around the block is a good way of distracting yourself. You're thinking about things of distracting yourself away from the thinking, right? Avoiding the triggers, and a way of burning energy as well. And for me, that was walking. It was just a huge help for me. Now, if you want help to stop drinking alcohol, we've got our quick start preparation guide. It's down below. It's absolutely free. It will take you less than an hour to go through. If you speed it up, the videos, you can get through it even quicker. And it's designed to help you to put yourself in a great position to step across that line to start when you're stopping drinking alcohol, or to to go into the next 30 days or the next 30 days. And the reason why it's so quick is it just gives you a refresher on thinking about where you were, getting sort of clarity on your position of where you're going to go. And it helps you to get confidence and courage to step across that line. We've also got habitsv2.com. You can see that up here. We're always there to help you. We've got so much over there now, in different parts of the program. We've got videos, we've got the Zoom calls, we've got the community. So that's very successful for anyone that's come across to V2. That's a new platform. Next thing I'll talk to you about is practiced relaxation. That's one of the things that, people before, when I was drinking alcohol, one of the things that I used to do to relax was come home from work, get a few cans of beer, sit in front of the TV, crank back the chair so my feet were up, watch the TV all night, drink a few beers, right? Tried to do that after I stopped drinking alcohol, minus the beers, and it just wasn't relaxing me. So you have to really think about these things. You have to think about, well, what is going to relax me? And sometimes it's going to take a bit of time for you to figure out. Experimentation is a great thing here. And it's the opposite of your that high moment when you're out there getting physical and you're trying to forget things. So you're actually chilling out. Again, try to avoid triggering situations. Try to avoid triggering environments if you can. And you can do this with repeating mantras over and over in your head. That's why one of the best, easiest mantras is just that Om, and it sounds kooky, it sounds daft, but one of the reasons why they do this is so that they're blocking off thoughts in their head, and they're only allowing this thing. You hear this a lot with meditation, and people say focus on the breathing. Just focus on your in breath and then your out breath, your in breath and your out breath. I think adding something into it, something vocal, adds to that. I bought a set of, when I was doing some meditation a couple of years ago, I bought a set of these Buddhist prayer beads, and I had this mantra that I would say to myself over and over again. And I would just, every time I said the mantra, I'd flick through with the prayer beads, and it just super focused my mind. And if you do that only for 5 minutes, you'll find that it helps you to get through the craving. Find something that employs all your senses. You can, like I said, with the touch, you're touching something. So the prayer beads was a touchy thing. I used to put on an incense stick, so I had the smell, and it was always the same smell. I put on the same music all the time, over and over again. I darkened the room down, and I put 1 or 2 candles on in the room, so that what I was trying to do was create an atmosphere where it was just the same every time. So every time I went into this same atmosphere, same sounds, same smells, same touches, I would get into that frame of mind a lot quicker, right? So and it works, if you do it and you persist with it, that kind of thing works. Now, number 4, the mindset. There's a whole different load of mindsets that you can take on board that will help you to get through this. One of the things the easiest things for me to say to you is that your attitude is going to dictate where you're going. And it's an easy thing, but it's not a very specific thing. So one of the specific mindsets that I can give you is to think about this, think about the cravings, think about the discomfort, because that's genuinely what most craving is. It's just discomfort. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to do anything harmful to you. Just to think about it as a genuine part of this change. This is supposed to happen, right? This is good, right? This is the doorway that you have to step through in order to get to that other side, to the time that you want to get to, right? To that place that you want to get to. And then think about I've got this thing called the 30-second rule that I apply as well. It's based on the principle of this too shall pass, the Stoic principle. And basically the 30-second rule is that you stop what you're doing. You can do this with other people if you want, but it's a bit weird. Generally take yourself off to the bathroom or something like that, and you count to 30 seconds. And you tell yourself over and over again, this is normal. This is supposed to happen. You breathe, right? You take deep breaths in and deep breaths out, and you relax. And I always found this super reliable when I was under situations where I couldn't control my environment. For instance, if I was out with family in a restaurant or something like that, and I was getting wound up about other people drinking or people getting drunk or something like that, then I go into this thing. I just lock myself in the bathroom for a few minutes, and I do this exercise. Like I said, a 30-second rule, and you can do this for a minute, or there's no specific length of time, but I found 30 seconds was enough. And again, it's with practice, with getting yourself in that same headspace and repeating the same thing over and over again, you find yourself being much more able to slip into that state, right? And it's a great practice for automatic relaxation, to overcome your triggers very quickly and distracting yourself from any passing thoughts. I think some people call it urge surfing, but it's that's basically what it is in a nutshell. But it's you're practicing putting yourself into a calm mental state. I used to tell myself, this is only discomfort. This is not going to kill me. Like I said, this is a bit of body vendetta, right? My body's saying, here, take this. Not too much of it, just to let you know what an idiot you've been, right? Now relax. Let's get through this. I used to always see the craving, especially as I used to picture the Gollum from the Lord of the Rings, this pathetic little creature going, please, please have a drink, let me have this drink, the drink is the precious and all that kind of stuff. And I found that really helped, so it's all these visualizations. Another one that I used was, what was the Pluto from, the daft dog from the Disney cartoons. And he had this really weird voice. And how can you, if you put a voice out to something, it's very difficult to take it seriously. I mean, an alternative is to do something like Jessica Rabbit or something like that. So as a bonus tip at the end of this, try to maintain a sense of humor as you're going through this, because I think that really does help. And why not, right? It's a much more pleasant experience to go through if you're going through all this journey, and you have to go through it anyway, to go through it with a smile, not taking it all too seriously, especially yourself, and especially the discomfort, right? If you do this right, you've got everything good to aim towards. Life is good if you get through this period. Like I say, this too will pass. The individual cravings will pass. The individual time that you're going through the discomfort is going to diminish slowly but surely over time, over a short period of time. So smile with it, be happy, try and, set yourself up with some comedy movies if that's what it takes to get yourself there. Do a little dance, get down tonight. Start now as you mean to go on is what I'm saying to you. If you want to have a happy life, then you've got to make it yourself, so why not smile and try and enjoy the journey, because you'll look back on these days, these early days, when you're a few years into this journey, you will look back and you will say to yourself, I am so happy that person went through what he did or she did to get me where I am now, right? I'll leave it there for today. Take care of yourself. If you want to watch another video, 3 huge lessons from 1 month of no alcohol. It's a good video. Like I said, the QSG is down below. It's absolutely free. If you want to come over to Habits V2, we've got a lot over there to offer. So if you really want some one-on-one help as well, we're there for you. Take care of yourself. Have a good morning, a good afternoon, or a good evening, depending on where you are. Enjoy the rest of your day. Onwards and upwards. Bye now.